Hello, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the July new moon reading for the sign of Libra. Alright, my lovely Libras. Sign of the scales, their sign. Alright, let's see what your animal spirit is that you're walking with this month. We're going to pull it right out of the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle deck. And see what's going on with you. Now, the new moon readings are all about new beginnings, right? Sowing seeds, tying off old chapters and starting new chapters, endings and beginnings, really, because oftentimes you know you need to end one stage, right? Oftentimes we think we're at the beginning of something new, but something else that we haven't quite finished rears its head, and we realize that we need to tie that off first. So it's all to do with that. All types of energy and events to do with that. Alright? Starting new chapters, new relationships, new projects, new endeavors, new careers even, right? So, show me what's going on with Libra. Give me the animal spirit that's walking with Libra over this next 28-day new moon cycle. Show me. So the readings are from new moon to new moon, which is 28 days. So this reading should, if it resonates with you, it should be resonating with you throughout the next 28-day period. And your card, Libra, is the cheetah. I love that. Cheetah is beautiful. Fire energy. All right, so we got alchemical symbol for fire at the top of the card there, the right side up triangle. Cheetah is focused. It is that kind of fire in motion, you know. Cheetah is determined, right? It's determined fire. It's, you know, cheetah has a prey in its sights, and it's like, that's it. You know, he's off, and he's going to keep going until he gets his prey. But the energy that the cheetah kind of expends usually comes in short bursts, interestingly enough, right? So it's action. It's very masculine energy, right? But it comes like in short bursts, and cheetah needs to stop and then go again. The cheetah is really like probably one of the highest cards in the Wild Unknown Oracle deck for masculine energy in terms of fire masculine energy, solar force, right? The energy of the cheetah is like palpable. You know, when someone who has cheetah energy walks into the room, everyone is naturally attracted to them. You know, they have a lot of charisma, a lot of passion, you know. Yeah, that forward momentum, you know, the cheetah is kind of like, it's very masculine, passionate energy as well. It's kind of like, you know, when they walk in a room, they're very magnetic, you know, this person is not someone who's not able to move or to, you know, he's physically agile, he or her, okay, because it's not really about gender, it's about energy, right? So she or him or her could be very, very agile, physical, you know. They don't have to be sporty, but they're physical, you know. This person can walk and run and ride a bike, you know how you meet a lot of people nowadays, they're not really that physically active, you know. The thought of like walking a few blocks seems to be, you know, amazing, you know. It's like this cheetah, Libra, you are not in that realm at all. You are, you know, peppy, you have pep in your step, you're fiery, you're active, you're physically active. You're also certainly active in your ambition, following your heart and dreams. So you're very much a person with a mission right now. Another reason why, you know, you're getting a lot of attention. Cheetah personality is probably one of the most fun personalities to be around. You know, they're always up for adventure. They are sociable, even though cheetahs are generally solitary animals. Cheetah energy in a person is still very sociable, you know. A lot more because of that magnetic energy that they have that draws people toward them, you know. So it shows what's going on with our lovely Libras. They have this excellent kind of momentum. There's energy going on with them. Very fiery right now. So give me a clear picture for Libras checking into this video today. We're starting new adventures, new plans, new jobs, new relationships, all right? That's what this reading is for. Show me. All right, let's get your cards out. I'm going to take it in turn. If you're a regular here for my lunar readings, you know what the deal is, right? I use the Deviant Moon deck. And we take each card in turn so that the story unfolds for the next 28-day cycle. In the center, we have King of Swords. Oh, wow. Okay. Covered by Star. Wish fulfillment. No wonder you've got that forward momentum, right, Libra? You see your goal on the horizon and you're all about getting it, but you've got Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So certainly right now you're in two minds about something. You're thinking that you need to make a decision about two perhaps ideas, viewpoints, ways to go, right? Thing is, though, Two of Swords, inherently with the Two of Swords is this idea. We're put in a position where we feel like we need to make a decision, right? We're unable to make a decision because both choices seem to weigh equally. They may be very different, but they weigh equally. They're both necessary, and they're both choices that we want to have in our lives. So we find the decision to choose one over the other very difficult, almost impossible. And as you go in and you begin to look at this more, really the lesson from this card, or the admonishment of this card, is the realization that it's not about a choice but a balance. Two of Swords are very much about realizing that you need to find a balance between the opposing sides of your life, right? Your relationships, what have you, whatever they may be. Each one is valid in your life. And so when you can't make a decision, you need to know how to balance the two. It's quite interesting that the cheetah, part of the reason the cheetah is able to move so fast and so quickly and turn on a dime is because of its tail, right? The tail kind of acts as a gyroscope that allows the cheetah to go very fast and turn at the drop of a second, right? At the drop of a dime, turn while it's, you know, flat out running 50 miles an hour, right? So, you know, it's when I say that because it's that kind of like ability, you know, it's that kind of understanding. It's the understanding of, you know, Two of Swords, when you realize that, you know, making a choice, more like making a balance, right? Making a balance between two sides of yourself or two choices of yourself. Oftentimes, it's kind of like that gyroscope, like on a cheetah, right? I mean, how does a cheetah maintain balance when he's moving so quickly, right? So there is, in the cheetah's case, it's his tail, right? In our cases, in the case of humans, it's other things that we have that allow us to keep moving forward and make changes without disrupting everything, right? Without disrupting our entire lives, you know? Being able to adapt quickly without losing much momentum, right? It's quite interesting that you have the cheetah and the Two of Swords coming out at the bottom. King of Swords is at the center. So, King of Swords, right? Is this you, Libra, or is this someone else? It's very interesting. King of Swords, of course, is air energy. He's the king of air energy, right? But the King of Swords is the disciplinarian. He's the one who sets the rules and regulations, right? He's, you know, you may go to the Queen of Swords to have a matter, kind of discuss a matter and have her, you know, get through to the heart of it. But the King of Swords, he's not really that much, you know, he's not entertaining that many people. He's not into being the one that you come to. He simply lays down the law and expects you to follow it. It's that simple. You know, he's very ingenuitive. He's very mentally sort of quick, agile, able to come up with ideas. He's the one who's able to see both sides of an issue. He's the one who's also able to debate, to negotiate. He's a great negotiator when it comes to getting his way, right? So the King of Swords is certainly And I don't feel that this is necessarily you. I almost feel like this is somebody coming into your life or someone in your life right now. But his energy is covered with wish fulfillment. The star. And I think the star is very much your wish fulfillment. Could be that your wish fulfillment is somehow tied up with this individual whom you see as a King of Swords in your life. Certainly right now you're very much in hermit energy, Libra. You're kind of pulled away from your relationships. You're meditating a bit more. Could be that you're quite unhappy with some relationships right now. Eight of Cups talks about moving away. Hermit energy, Virgo. Interesting, right? When this is in your subconscious, it's almost as if, for Hermit to be in the subconscious, it's almost as if you're feeling like you need to go do some work on yourself, or you need to be on your own for a little while and do some meditation. But it's almost like, are you finding the time to do that? You have this forward momentum with the cheetah, and this scenario in your life where you feel like you're juggling, having to make a decision. It could be that this Hermit energy is just coming out of feeling quite overwhelmed right now, Libra. Okay, you may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Certainly with King of Swords coming in. This King of Swords, male and female, may be coming in. Again, they're the disciplinarian. They're the ones that we kind of want to put our best behavior on for, right? So it could be also that that you're dealing with an individual like that, and that right now you're feeling maybe a little insecure. You feel like maybe you need to go back into your shell and do a little bit more work before you come up against this individual, or before you present yourself in front of them. You certainly got to a point with Eight of Cups most recently where you put some boundaries in place when it comes to relationships. If you are in a relationship, it could be that within that relationship you guys have started to negotiate some more terms, renegotiate terms, redefine your relationship. If you're not in a relationship, then you've certainly made a commitment to stay away from people who don't fit your criteria anymore. I think a lot of that Eight of Cups has come out of this Hermit energy, in terms of you really like going inside and doing some work inside, thinking about what it is you really want, thinking about some of the relationships that you've had most recently and why they've either been happy or unhappy. You know, and once you go through that, you realize some of the rules and regulations, maybe some of the boundaries that you need to put in place in terms of allowing people to get close to you or not. Knight of Wands is here, so certainly someone's come in most recently and got you thinking, right? This could be an old friend, certainly. I feel like it may be an old friend of yours, right? Or certainly, or if not an old friend, someone you've met recently, you've become quite good friends with. But they've kind of piqued your creativity. They've piqued your kind of desire to do more, your desire to, I don't know, it's almost as if they've kind of like inspired you, right? You've gotten some inspiration from this very passionate individual who's just most recently come into your life. I think that perhaps some of the conversations you've had with them has got you thinking about your wish fulfillment. It could be also that as a result of some of these conversations, you are here at this Two of Swords starting to think and maybe say to yourself, yeah, do I really need to make a choice? Maybe I can find a creative way to balance the two in my life, the two things in my life. Those two things could be career and love, or love and your artwork, or your career and your artwork. Whatever the two sides are, they could be two people. It could be a lover and a friend. Whatever they are, there needs to be, you know, this person coming in has certainly got you thinking about balance. It's got you thinking about your wish fulfillment. There's a Chariot here. So you're certainly on the cusp of something new. So again, with new moon readings, quite interesting. There's always going to come up, usually in the reading, some card or some evidence, some part of the message that reaffirms the fact that you are indeed on the cusp of something new. And here we are with the Chariot. If any card is it's the Chariot, because the Chariot is the 7 in the major arcana. 7 is all about dreams and goals and aspirations, surprises too, but dreams and goals and aspirations. And so the Chariot is all about that energy that we build up as we get our path set, put our plans in place, get everything prepared, get ourselves prepared, get everything in line the way we want it to be. Because once the Chariot engages, it won't stop until it gets to its destination, right? And the Chariot is all about reaching your goals and your dreams. That is the destination, right? But oftentimes people read the Chariot as in being in motion. The Chariot is not yet in motion. The Chariot is about, you know, everything that you need to do before you engage the Chariot. Because once the Chariot is engaged, there's nothing you can do. You can't change it. You know, the Chariot is very single-minded. It's very relentless. It won't stop until it reaches its goal. So the whole point of the Chariot card is how important your preparations are. Because, in fact, once the Chariot is engaged, and I say engaged, you know how they say, you know, like in Star Trek, engage, or when, you know, you turn the engine on and the throttle is engaged, it's going to go. Right? It's going to go, and that's it. You know, you can even see here in this picture that this contraption that this creature, this individual is in, you know, you can tell by the wheels that there's no ability for it to pivot or turn. Once it goes, it's simply going to go forward. And so, you know, the real meaning of the, you know, the deeper meaning of the Chariot card is how important it is to get all your ducks in a row, how important it is to have your preparations made, your path set, to do that internal hermit work so that you know where you want to go. And also star energy, because star is about wish fulfillment, but there are other cards in the tarot deck about wish fulfillment. Star energy is about really honing your intention, your wish, honing your wish. Really, it's as much about making your wish as it is about really finding out what your true wish is, right? You know, it's you know, it's Aquarius energy, so it's very much like when you take who you are, you know, and your desires, your strengths and weaknesses, who you are, your emotional, your mental, your spiritual state, and you know, you listen to all those sides of yourself and come up with a wish. It's not just the wish for money, or it's not just the shallow wish, right? It's not just the kind of in the front of our mind wish. It's the deeper wish. It's the real wish we have for ourselves after we do a lot of internal searching and facing up to a lot of issues about ourselves we may not like, right? And things about ourselves that we do like. And through that understanding, because remember, the star shows up after the moon, right? So it's like through the moon energy, right? The clearing away those dark corners of ourselves, we realize who we really are. And then we're able to send out the right wish that the universe can actually bring to us, because the wish is in line with who we are. The intention is in line with who we are. And certainly this King of Swords energy coming in is certainly there to insist that, you know, rules are adhered to. You know, that you know, that seriousness is adhered to. I feel like this could very much be like a family friend or a father figure, or an uncle figure, right? A stern figure in your life. And I think that a lot of this has to do with, certainly with discipline. Sun is coming out next to the Chariot in your fourth, in your conscious position. This is your subconscious and your conscious. So you're very much, in your subconscious, you're doing the spiritual work, but in your conscious mind, Libra, it's all, you want the success, you're ready. You're ready for the success, you're ready for the sun to come. You know what you want. You're ready to engage your Chariot and to make your wishes come true. Right? Sun also shows you affirmations. You may be getting affirmations right now. You know, you may be feeling very much like things are happening, and it's like there's signs coming in that, you know, making you feel like you are exactly where you should be. You're following the path you should follow, right? Unfortunately, the 19 is the sun. One of the things about the sun, which is a little bit of a warning sign, is that oftentimes we find ourselves in the sun, having achieved our goals, you know, our abundance, our popularity, all of the things, our wish fulfillment has come, but oftentimes we find ourselves in the sun alone. Interestingly enough, in the Deviant Moon deck, the sun, there are two people there. There are two images, right? And so, you know, that's kind of like the happier side, that yes, you found somebody to share all of this, but really in the traditional deck, you see it's the child riding on the pony's back, and there is a sense of being alone even when you have everything. And so it's an admonishment. Take care. You know, you can get everything you want in this world. You can literally be under the sun, popular, fame, and fortune can come your way, but how much of it is at the cost of being alone? And so that's just a little aside in the sun card. But interesting, in this deck we have two people, and so this can certainly indicate here that you're ready for a relationship to come. King of Wands. All right, so you've got a lot of people around you right now. Certainly with the Knight of Wands, King of Wands, and King of Swords at the center, I feel like this is definitely about being a little bit, fame. Some fame is, you may be a famous person. And when I say famous, you could be famous just within your little social circle, right? Your little town or big town, your city, your state, whatever. You could be very, very famous, right? But there's a lot of attention coming your way. The most important, though, is from the person in your life who sets you right, right? Whoever this person is, this is the most important attention to pay attention to, if it's, as it were, right? It's their worry about you, their discipline, that will keep you on the right and narrow, the right path, right? Could be very much your partner, right? It could be King of Swords is someone who you're involved with. If so, if this is your partner and this partner is keeping you grounded, right, as you get ready to start this new endeavor. King of Wands here. So I believe also that now King of Wands is another person coming in. But again, I feel like King of Wands is very much someone who's coming in, or someone who has a lot to do with your career. Because this is very much a new beginning in careers, or in a new phase in your life where you're starting to do something that it is a wish fulfillment, right? But it's more to do with a wish for yourself, like a project, an art thing, something that you've always wanted to do, right? And you're now in a position where it's starting to come in. I believe this King of Wands is certainly someone who knows that field that you want to accomplish this in, and they're very good in it. They have a long history in it. You respect their opinion. This is almost like a mentor, right? They're there. They're looking at you. They may be giving you affirmations that you're on the right track. Pay attention to this individual. You may be feeling a little bit nervous or apprehensive. They're there to help. You know whom I speak of. Now, this won't be just everybody. You have to know who the King of Wands is. There's probably going to be a lot of people around you who have that kind of energy. And they may be charlatans. They may be fake outs. They may say they have everything they need to help you, but they won't. This individual won't need to say it. You'll be able to tell that they're the right one for you. The right mentor, the right teacher, the right person whose advice to seek out. You will naturally know that simply by the fact that they are who they are. They're very magnanimous, enigmatic, attractive, they have a lot of integrity. You can see from the outside that people respect them. They have a proven track record. You know what I mean? All of that. So they don't need to say a lot of things, right, for you to realize that this person is the right person to help you. Certainly, this individual, King of Swords, is kind of there. They're watching. They're ready to cut anybody down. They're also ready to give you a good hiding if you don't follow, you follow kind of your rules, right? And I hate to say rules, but it's like follow the path that you're supposed to follow in a way, right? So don't compromise your integrity or anything like that, right? Don't compromise your morals, right? He's almost there as a moral compass or a moral kind of center to be like, look, things are happening for you. Fame is coming in. Fame, certainly attention to follow, probably fortune. Take care. Nine of Swords. So there's a period coming in later on this month where you're going to be having a lot of anxiety, okay, a lot of worry. Remember, Nine of Swords, again, another 9, it talks about having, and down here, the Hermit 9, talks about your relationship to self. So, Nine of Swords being anxiety is very much anxieties that we put on ourselves that have no kind of basis in fact. There's no real reason for you to be anxious. There's nothing actually going wrong. You're just worrying. And a lot of this worry comes from past experiences, right? Things that have happened in the past, but there's nothing to suggest that what happened before is going to happen again. And you're kind of just worrying, right? You're kind of just torturing yourself. Again, reach out to this King of Wands. I don't know that this King of Swords will be that sympathetic. He may be that type of individual who isn't. But the King of Wands, I believe, will be. All right? And you know who these two people are. Coming through this period, you'll be ready to take the next step on your project. You'll be ready because you have 3 of Wands. So you'll be ready in the sense that you're virtuous, you're true, you've remained true. You've put all your ducks in a row, certainly with this Chariot energy. Right? You've done some work with this Hermit, and he's certainly putting in boundaries, 8 of Cups. You've met some people recently. You've certainly sparked your creative juices. But after going through all of these kind of stages over the next 28-day period, following your mentor, realizing that you are getting affirmations, taking the time to get your path together, right? Because you know in a minute this chariot's about to take off. And once you go through all of that, once you deal with these anxieties, these sleepless nights that may come in, you'll be absolutely ready to move forward. You may have even brought a few people in on your project, 3 being the number of bonding and loyalty, like-minded individuals coming together, right? Cooperation, right? So it could very well be that after this, now that you're ready to totally engage your chariot, you have a couple more people. Interestingly enough, the aspect is a cross aspect here. So you got the chariot and 3 of Wands crossing each other. Same thing with King of Wands here crossing the 8 of Cups. You put boundaries in place because right now you can't afford to have any frivolous relationships. And this King of Wands, this mentor individual coming in, he or she will fulfill all of your criteria that you have set up here. So if in doubt of who this person is, just realize that whoever this person is who will help you, who's good for you, who means well for you, and whose integrity and experience you can learn from, that person is absolutely going to fulfill all of the criteria and boundaries that you've set up here. And it probably will be a nice relief because it'll probably be the first time someone you've met actually lives up to the standard that you've put in place. And again, it'll be another reaffirmation. The sleepless nights and worries could be just a little anxiety that can come in when you kind of start to feel like this is too good to be true. Is this person really going to help me? Maybe they'll forget about me. You know what I mean? Am I really going to get my dreams? I've worked so hard. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what these anxieties are about that are coming up. But again, like I say, they have no basis in reality or fact. They're just worries. We all worry. Certainly when we're on the cusp of something great and new, we worry. You know, when we have people coming in to help us, sometimes we worry. We feel anxious. We wonder, are they really there to help us? You'll get over this. And once you get over this, you'll be absolutely ready for that next step. It's a very beautiful energy. It's kind of tying up some loose ends here and getting ready, I think, during this next 28-day cycle to certainly come into some serious abundance. And I would certainly say a lot of fame in this instance. Money comes later. Abundance will come, but initially it will be a lot of attention, a lot of fame, and a lot of eyes on you. All right, Libra, this is it. I'm going to call it. This is your July new moon reading. All right, if it resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. All that good stuff that helps my channel grow and reach more people out there. Please comment below so that I'd love to see what you guys are going through, and I love replying to those comments. So yeah, let me know if any of you resonate with this, you know, and what you're going through and what your situation is like, okay? But for right now, I'm just going to say, I love you, Libra. Have a wonderful, wonderful July new moon. Bye-bye.